Hey y'all, Amy here. Welcome back to the farm. Today there is a new little critter here that I'm going to show you, as well as a suspicious incident that has happened. Let's go. We're gonna start with the suspicious incident. Okay, this morning I walked out to do chores, came out that gate. I walked here towards the driveway and I saw something down there. I was like, what am I seeing? What is that? Right in the center of the screen. Do you see that? That dark mass in the grass? So I, of course, walked myself down here to go see what in the world. I thought, like, well, maybe like a big, what are they called? Silkworm nest from up in the pecan trees had fallen down, because that can happen. They do that. It's really dark. Usually it's not that dark, y'all. I'm gonna show you what I found. It is unalive. It is not gruesome or anything though, so don't worry about that. Okay, y'all, look what I found. Now I'm gonna be careful with my wording and stuff, so you know I don't get my video banned or anything, but I moved its head a little bit so you can see what it is. It's an owl, y'all. It's an owl. Now, when I first saw it, I posted a short about it on here, and when I first saw it, it was on its stomach and its wings. It wasn't on its back like this. It was on its stomach. Now we're gonna have Moses bumping us. We stand up. It wasn't on its back. It was on its stomach, and all I saw was the feathers. And I thought, like, what in the world? Is that like a turkey or something? Because you know the feather pattern is what it is. But I flipped it over and it was an owl. And so upon investigating it a little bit, it seems to have two areas of slight injury, like something grabbed it from behind. Now over there behind the tree, there's a little pile of feathers. So whatever happened either happened in the tree above that area or while it was on the ground in that area. So, and obviously we're looking up all the things like what could have happened, because if you think predator like fox or raccoon or something like that, you're going to think that it will then consume what it has gotten, and it didn't. It's all still there. So obviously the next thought is, well, like a bird, some predator bird like an eagle or something. Now Abby did say that crows, like a murder of crows will mob, it's called mobbing an owl if it's near like their area and they fear for their young or something. So could it have been a mob of crows or a murder of crows mobbing, that's what a cluster of crows is called, mobbing the owl? Maybe, but it doesn't look like that. And when I researched it, it said that a lot of times, yes, the crows do that, but it typically doesn't end up in a deceased owl. And a lot of times the crows themselves just get injured and they just run it off, and that's all. Like, it doesn't end in the death of an owl. So I was like, that's interesting. I wonder what could have happened. So I'm thinking possibly like we have a giant eagle here, a giant eagle, not bald eagle. It's something different. And I'm thinking that, I hear crows all up in the pecan tree. I'm thinking that maybe the eagle was just like killing it, like eliminating other predators in the area kind of thing. It's possible, but something definitely killed the owl. And obviously, you know, a lot of people have superstitions around owls. There's like bad signs, bad omens, all that stuff. I am not a superstitious person at all, so I'm gonna go in this gate here. So it doesn't bother me. Hear the crows up there. However, I will say that I understand that a lot of people would see that as like really bad. Okay, we are in here because we're gonna move on to the little creature. It is not in here yet. I have it in the house right now. First things first, I'm going to, let's see if I can watch this here. Hold on. Let's see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm gonna put it in here for right now. Okay, I brought in an armful of hay that I'm gonna spread around. I have to make sure I check every crack so there's no possible way that it could escape, which this is set up for tiny baby goats. It won't be. My quick sidebar here. My daughters have this little doll and they put her here and there to let her have campouts outside. And apparently this is where she's sleeping as of last night. Okay. All right. Okay, good. I only see one little spot right here in this opening. I'm gonna put something there. I don't think it can fit through there, but I'm gonna be safe anyway. Even if by chance it happened to, this other stall in here is also completely enclosed with no escape routes. So it'd be fine. I have the lights on in here while I'm working to put it out here. It is something that is not mine, but I'm watching it for the week. And yes, I'm gonna make you wait just a minute. I gotta get it set up for it first and then I'll show you. Hi, Elmo. Hello, Elmo. Oh, right. We need a heat lamp. There we go. It is not cold outside, but this little thing can't regulate its own temperature yet, so we're gonna have a heat source for it. This is the board that I attached the heat lamp with. So what I do, this doesn't have a clip. Oh, hang on. Let me show you what I do, how I do this. Hang on. I gotta reach the other one on this side. Okay. All right. So what I do, because sometimes you need your heat lamp at different heights and you want to make sure that it is secure where it's at. So what I do is I take a leash and I attach the heat lamp to a leash like this, okay? Then this gets tied to a board at whatever height I want it to be at. And a lot of times what I'll do when I have goats in here is I will lift it up during the day, like all the way out of the way if it's not cold and I don't need the heat lamp on, just to make sure that nothing bumps it or whatever. As if I have babies, as they're getting taller, I can raise this up as they get taller. If it's gonna be a warmer night, I'll raise it higher. Colder night, I'll have it a little lower. Typically, obviously, there's a guard that goes on this. I'm not going to need a guard for this particular animal, but if it was a goat in here, I would have a guard over it. So, we're going to put this fairly low. There's plenty of room in here for this animal to get out of the heat if it needs to. And that's what we want. Okay. We put it here, and then I'm going to run this up over here. My plug is over on this side. There's the plug. I'm going to spread out the hay that I have here for it. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can. All right. Like so. And of course, like I said, at night, it will, I might lower it just a little more at night. Or, you know, if I have an animal in here at night. Now this particular animal, depending on how it does today, I may not leave it out here overnight tonight. I may keep it in the house. We'll see. It was abandoned. Not really abandoned. It just kind of, it didn't thrive like its siblings. And it kind of was off to the side and cold and not nursing. So, it was pulled Yes, I'm making you wait this time. Usually I don't. Usually I say things right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this doll out of here because it will get chewed on. So we're gonna remove her. Oh, there's feathers. We clipped wings. I told y'all that last time. Oh, y'all, hold on. I also was gonna tell you something. Remember when I said that, jumping over, that I thought my chickens were laying somewhere else because I'd found a few nests and then I couldn't find any more, and I thought they were waiting to lay eggs till I let them out in the afternoon. That is what they were doing, because Charles, you good, dude? Charles, the rooster, is out. All my other chickens are up. He's out with another chicken, Smudge, and I think he's chasing a grasshopper. Anyway, that is what they were doing, y'all, because 3 days, it took 3 days, because they like to lay where they like to lay and they want their usual spot. But I kept them up here and I didn't let them out for 3 days at all. I was like, we're gonna see what happens. Y'all, I got 2 dozen eggs yesterday. Remember I told you I was getting like 5 to 9? 2 dozen eggs last night. I was like, okay, thank you very much. That's more like it. So they're all just chilling in here. You know, it's just gonna be how it is for a while. They're in here. They have this whole side. They have all of this. Looks like Deputy Peck's dirt bathing over there. There's plenty of space for everybody in here. And they also get to have all that in there. So they're all good. They are not in a small pen by any means. So I'm gonna, I like them to be free range because I like them to have all the grass and bugs and stuff to eat. But at this moment in time, I need them to readjust and get used to laying back in here again. Once I give them a little while, then I will go back to letting them out in the afternoons. But for now, they can stay up for a little while. All right, last thing that I'm gonna do in here, let me sit you down here for a minute, is, like I said, come on, sit down. That little crack right there. Okay, I'm just gonna wedge this board in between here. Well, see, without a tube of scissors fit. Okay, there we go. We're doing that. We're doing that. I just don't want, there's no space. I don't know if you can see over here. There's no space up under here for them to get through. It's a her. But I just don't want it to get into a spot where it can kind of get stuck a little bit. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen. Just shove this in there. Okay, well, let's go get her. I have the little container here. Can you hear her? Okay, I'm gonna lift her out. They don't like to be picked up, so she may scream. Look at that. Look at that little thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that cuteness. Goodness, y'all, look at that. Look at that little thing. So this belongs to Miriam. She has a sow that had a litter of piglets, and for some reason this one just kind of kept herself apart from the others. She wasn't really nursing well. She was the biggest one, but she just wasn't thriving. And so she pulled her over the weekend and started feeding her. They can have goat's milk, and She eats really well. She's doing fantastic. But Miriam had to go back to work, and piglets have to eat frequently. So she got to come to Misty Dawn Daycare. I got her a little bowl of milk. Now, it took me, she hadn't been pan fed yet when she came. She's only a couple of days old. And Miriam had been feeding her because it's not the easiest thing to get a piglet to drink out of a bowl like a puppy dog, but it is very possible, and they all can do it. So she's so smart that I just used my method, and it took like a minute or two, and she had it down pat. And I'm going to show you real quick that she's already got it. So let's do this. You got it a little bit dirty. Good job. Look at her go. And don't worry about their noses with the milk. They're not gonna breathe it in. They'll just snort it right back out. They're fine. They're fine. Now, you don't want to bottle feed piglets because their risk of aspiration is really high. So when they're tiny, you just syringe feed it. And then what we would do is, when they like to suck on your fingers. So you get a bowl of milk, you put a little bit of milk on your finger, you put the finger in their mouth, and then lower your hand into the milk, and they can suck milk while their finger's still in their mouth, and then you just kind of slowly remove your finger, and they learn that there's the milk. I'll lap it right up. This place in here is secure all the way around with wires and siding and things, so no owls can get in here or anything to get a little baby. Now, ideally, you have more than one because pigs don't like to be alone. They like companionship. So either, I will say real fast that once she was taken in for a day or two, there was a couple of different times that Miriam tried to put her back out with Mama, and each time it just didn't work. She wasn't taken to Mama, Mama wasn't taken to her, and she'd end up pushed out and off to the side by herself again. So that was attempted. It didn't work. So now she will, where'd she go? There she is. Now she will have to be a little, I say bottle baby, but you know, she's not bottle. But anyway, I've considered asking her if there's another one that is a similar, you're being annoying. Who is that? Oh, it's Muffin. That isn't doing as well as the others, so that maybe we could pull another one so she would have a companion and they would grow up together for a couple of weeks before they were sold. She's going to check on that. We're going to see, just because it's ideal if you don't have a piglet by itself. However, you can. It would be okay. It will need a lot of attention, a lot of time spent with it, other animals around. And also, I sent the kids in. We're going to see if we can find her a little stuffed animal. Where's she at? There she is. A little stuffed animal so that she has something to feel like another animal to cuddle up to. But anyway, the chickens are being very loud, so I'm gonna go. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning and seeing the little thing and the mystery and all that. Until next time, keep on the sunny side.